Tonight on News 5 Live, a pair of late evening shootings in Belize City. At least one man is dead in what appears to be a gang flare-up. The Ministry of Health and Wellness strongly opposes a 7-figure loan to the Pharmacy Express by the Social Security Board. And Unibam objects to the media's appointment of Pastor Louis Wade as a representative on the People's Constitutional Commission. These stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
A mobile service provider that allows you to stay connected with fast, reliable LTE coverage anytime, anywhere. Whether it's just to catch up with family, to share that experience with your one special friend, or to manage your small business. Whatever's your thing, you deserve to have the best mobile experience. Now you can do even more while on the go with the increased anytime data allowance in Digi's mobile postpaid plans. You now enjoy 8 gigs of anytime data starting at only $55 monthly. Or share up to 120 gigs of anytime data with up to 6 of your closest friends. That's more LTE data for you to enjoy during the day, nights, and weekends. No restrictions. So keep your gigs up with more data plus unlimited talk and text in all Digi postpaid plans. Visit a Digi store near you to sign up today. All you need is a valid ID and proof of address. It's time to get on Belize's fastest mobile 4G LTE advanced network. Visit livedigi.com to find out more, or hit us up on WhatsApp or Facebook. Digi, our national telecom.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
Yo, this is Super G the General, and I want to invite you all to the
Belize International Music and Food Festival.
That will be held for 2 nights, July 30th
and the 31st
at Sakachispas Field.
It's party insane.
Mr. Chipo, you. As you left my yard, tell me why you come back.
You know it's yours truly, King Room Official.
It's your boy Stick the Artist.
My name is Clayton Williams.
It's your boy Dando.
Hi, my name is Deja.
TLC baby. Blessings everybody, this is Original Coffee inviting you out to the Belize International Music and Food Festival in San Pedro. There will be me, many other artists, there will be enough music, enough food, so come out, enjoy yourself.
Take a stand. Recycle what you can. Step 1. Rinse recyclable containers to remove all residue. Step 2. Remove all labels. Be careful. Step 3. Place all recyclable containers into the bag provided by the project team. Plastic containers, tin cans, and glass containers are acceptable. Step 4. Take the bag with recyclables out for collection. Step 5. Place bags with recyclables in an easily accessible area for collection. This initiative is being implemented in selected communities by the Belize Solid Waste Management Authority through the Inter-American Development Bank with funding from the Japan Quality Infrastructure Initiative under the Japan Special Fund.
I am proud to be a Belizean.
I've always enjoyed the different flavors of my country. Every nook and cranny has its own unique taste.
Our history, rich with culture. We've come so far since our independence. Our flag, rivers, mountains, our people, diverse and strong.
Looking back, I am proud and honored. We must continue to preserve and conserve our culture and country for the next generation.
This is our Belize. Respect it, cherish it, love it.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benqueviejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Monday, July 25th. I am Sabrina Daly. Just before 5 this evening, reports spread like wildfire that a double homicide had been committed in the St. Martin's area of Belize City. News 5 has confirmed that a lone gunman is believed to be the shooter in 2 incidents that occurred in proximity of each other. One person is confirmed dead, while another, who was gravely injured, was rushed to the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital for life-saving treatment. A News 5 team has been at the scene on Amandala Drive. According to eyewitnesses, 42-year-old Darren Banks was on Ebony Street when he came under fire. Banks made an attempt to escape the gunman, but he later fell in a drain on the corner of Ebony Street and Amandala Drive, where he succumbed to the injuries he sustained. The gunman reportedly made a left onto Amandala Drive and then onto Vernon Street, where he fired at a second individual. The second victim was rushed to the KHMH. there have been several attempts made on Bank's life. He has also been accused of a slew of crimes including murder and attempted murder. He has been a target in ongoing street rivalries. We will have more details on this in tomorrow's newscast. The Social Security Board is proposing a $7 million loan to a private pharmaceutical company, which will be used for refinancing and inventory purposes. That public notice of investment comes hard on the heels of a similar written announcement that was issued last week when the SSB made known that it was also investing $20 million in the Development Finance Corporation. While that statement raised some eyebrows, officials from both organizations subsequently attested that it was not the first time that the SSB was lending money to the DFC. This latest notice, however, is being met with objection from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. On Sunday evening, the government of Belize issued a release in which it placed on record concerns related to the proposal to lend $7 million to Pharmacy Express Limited. Among the company's principals is Julius Sabanet. The name was confirmed this afternoon by Chief Executive Officer Deborah Ruiz. But why is the plan to offer a seven-figure loan facility to a pharmaceutical company being met with an expression of opposition from government? Earlier today, News 5 spoke with Chief Executive Officer Dr. Julio Sabido of the Ministry of Health and Wellness to get some answers. Notwithstanding information that was confidentially shared with the media, Dr. Sabido was rather cautious in his response to the question asked. In contrast, CEO Ruiz was more forthcoming with information from SSB's end. This afternoon, she told us that the loan application by Pharmacy Express has been on the table since earlier this year.
It has been in discussion for several months in terms of the different criteria and of course the collateral that is needed to cover the loan. So all of that has been in discussion as part of the mandate under the investment framework that the investment committee is charged to look at and follow a due diligence process. Now, in terms of what the press release is saying, this is also part of the process in the governance framework that the public has an opportunity, a window of time to weigh in. Under the framework, we are mandated to publish that we intend to award the loan in 2 consecutive circulation in both the Gazette and newspapers. So that is the process that is in play right now. During this time, any objections to the loan, we would appreciate getting that in writing so we are clear as to what those objections are. And so that can be tabled to the board for their consideration in terms of anything we may have missed in the loan that the public may be aware of.
A process has been triggered, and we are going to put our recommendations, our objections, our issues in writing to the Social Security Board. And once that is done, SSB will then be at the liberty to do as it wishes with that information. So right now, we are going to put our objections in writing to SSB. And then perhaps, yes, you can request from them that information.
Okay, so my understanding nonetheless, CEO, is that the principal for this particular company in question has done business with the Ministry of Health and Wellness last year when it was under a different minister. And perhaps that's where some of the concerns from MOHW at present come from. Can you speak to us on that as to why it informs your position to raise your concern?
Isani, as I said earlier, the process has been triggered. We're going to write SSB, and then they will be the one to disclose that information if they so choose.
While SSB is aware of government's statement, nothing has been tendered in writing with respect of its objection. CEO Ruiz nonetheless explained the vetting process used to scrutinize Pharmacy Express's application. At the end of that series of actions, the Social Security Board says that it is satisfied with the company having met the criteria for the loan.
I'm not aware of the nature of the objection as yet. As you said, that indication should be coming to us this week. So yes, it will merit consideration by the board, considering that it's coming from a high profile entity, which is the Ministry of Health and Wellness. So yes, we will wait for that information in writing, and then that will be tabled to the board for their consideration. If a meeting is required, then of course that is how we normally would facilitate as may be necessary. Normally, once the application come in, the investment services internal to SSB will look at the business proposal, will look at the collateral that is being put up. They review the financials and in-house projections. They look at the loan agreements that may be in play, bank statements, articles of association, and like all the required documentation is reviewed for completeness. And then it goes to the investment committee. They also confirm that these things are available. And they also look at repayability and the ability based on the assessment that was done internally at the risk of the loan. And then based on that scoring, they determine at what rate they would consider the loan and that type of thing. No? So that is what takes place at the investment committee. So if any information is missing, it may not pass the first round. It has to go back and, they look at it. And then there's a back and forth. Of course, not all loans are unanimous. And I must tell you that this loan was not a unanimous decision. There was back and forth in terms of the different scenarios contemplated, but at the end of the day, it was a majority recommendation that went up to the board.
According to CEO Ruiz, Pharmacy Express Limited initially requested more than the $7 million that was ultimately agreed upon. In fact, she went on to say that borrower has put up collateral that almost triples the amount being sought.
They did ask for more money, they did ask for a longer period, and did ask for a consideration for a lower interest rate, but that is not what was considered. The directors can go to jail if they don't have adequate collateral as per the investment framework. So collateral is an important criteria. Currently, if I recall correctly, PEL has over 20 million in assets that they have put up for the loan.
The company, the pharmaceutical company?
Yes, ma'am. They have put up their collateral. The market value is 20, and if we do a for sale value, it certainly will be more than the $7 million loan.
When we go through the process, when we write SSB, you all will be free to request SSB to give you those concerns. They will still be the Ministry of Health's concerns.
In a statement issued by the United Democratic Party this morning, the opposition takes exception to the proposed loan as, quote, the fleecing of Social Security funds for the enrichment of PUP cronies and relatives of ministers, unquote. Coming up, a weekend murder in the culture capital, and a Belmopan resident is accidentally shot and killed by a friend.
As a parent, raising a family has its challenges.
How many times have I told you not to play ball in the house?
But growing up in a family has its challenges too.
I can't take this no more.
Let me share a little bit about what mine was like with you.
Uncle, where do you get your information from?
Right up on Facebook, you show me.
Guess what? Lisa got her period.
But don't get me wrong, we had fun too.
Well, like me, like 1, 2, 3.
I can't wait to share more about For We Family.
Belize Tropical Hemp Company Limited introduces its new CBD products. CBD milk chocolate and CBD dark chocolate. Vegan, gluten-free with no GMO. CBD oil, 100% natural, provides many health benefits such as relieving pain and anxiety and improved heart health. Hemp cigarettes come in a pack of 10 natural hemp smokables. CBD seaweed, natural and refreshing, rich in vitamins and minerals. All products are produced and packaged by Belize Tropical Hemp Company Limited.
Belize Electricity Limited cares about your safety and reminds you to always look out for power lines. When constructing your home or business, ensure that your structure is not immediately under or too close to power lines.
Be cautious when mounting equipment such as rain gutters or satellite dishes, and make sure to secure them properly to avoid them falling or making contact with nearby overhead power lines.
Also avoid planting trees directly under or too close to power lines. If you touch any conducting object that's in contact with a power line, electricity can instantly pass through you, causing a potentially deadly shock. If you're uncertain or think your home or business may be too close to power lines, call us toll-free at 0800-235-2273 or message us on Facebook or WhatsApp for guidance when working near power lines. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety.
Medriva is the safest and most reliable taxi service 24/7 countrywide. Get to your destination on time. No more calling. Just pin your location or schedule your ride and a Medriva driver will be at your doorstep. Whether you're going to work or picking up a loved one, there are 3 categories to choose from: budget, economy, Island Lux. Try our services today and earn loyalty points on each ride to get cashback deals on your next ride, or sign up to be a Medriva driver. Just be sure to have your police record on hand. Transportation services at your fingertips. Download the app today. Medriva, opening doors to new opportunities.
Two persons lost their lives at the hands of another in less than 24 hours over the weekend. But only one at this time is being classified as a murder. We begin this segment of the newscast with a broad daylight stabbing death of 38-year-old Ronald Gill around midday on Saturday on George Price Drive in Dangriga. What triggered the argument between Gill and his killer, who residents tell News 5 is his cousin, is unknown at this time. But within minutes, a knife was introduced and used to stab the laborer from Lakeland Street multiple times to the back and chest. Gill died on the spot. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Ronald Gill left his home on Lakeland Street to purchase something to eat at a nearby fast food establishment on George Price Drive in Dangriga. That's when an argument ensued between him and a man who residents say is his cousin. Shortly after, the man pulled out a knife from the waist of his pants and stabbed Gill several times to the body. The incident was witnessed by the proprietor of the fast food shop, Edna Broster, who recounted what happened.
I don't know what are the argument about. Then they argue with one another out there. One gone so, Punga's gone so, DP gone so. Like 20 minutes after, DP come with one knife. I go in the boy, me go in. Take her in back on. You can 8 stab back on. In the back. I like what I'm doing, a ball out there. So much people in the out there. Nobody no help. Like one knife like this, straight down in the heart.
So that was after the stabbing to the back?
The last stab where he get back here, that make it drop. Then he get over like this and he continues to stab. I do out there the ball.
Today, a cement block with a blue rag marks the spot where Gill bled to death. Police say that the alleged killer is in their custody.
I know that investigators have someone detained, and hopefully by the end of today we would be able to levy charges against that person.
According to witnesses, police arrived on the scene about 30 minutes after Gill was killed. His body was transported to the Southern Regional Hospital after residents requested assistance from the driver of a trailer belonging to the town council. Broster believes that the stabbing could have been avoided. She explains why.
By the time the argument starts, I call the police. I tell them when to come. Things that happen out there. They don't come. I call again. They said they're on the way. The last call again, I tell them the man dead. Like half an hour after, then the police then reach.
After the man done dead?
So, town council trailer me the pass, and I stop it. And I beg them if they could please carry the body to the hospital.
While she mustered the strength to speak with News 5 today, Broster says that she's been left traumatized.
First time I see something like that, whole day that they for me, whole night I can't sleep. Yesterday morning that the same thing they for me. This morning that the same thing, because it's the first time I see something like that happen out here.
But what triggered the conflict that would ultimately conclude with Gil's life being ended?
We have been informed that it's an ongoing back and forth argument between the deceased and the person we have in custody. But at the same time, no argument would warrant you to take someone's life. So we are just waiting for directives, and then we will know exactly what we will charge that person with. A life has been lost, and we're investigating that loss of life. That doesn't mean that it would be discounted anyway, in any matter or manner. If it's a murder, he will be charged for it. If it's it's a directive that we must charge for manslaughter, we will do that. Whichever way the directive come, we will be charging that person.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
3 men were shot as they socialized with others in a yard in the Lake Independence area on Sunday night. While 2 of them are in stable condition, 1 is in a critical state, and police do not know who their shooter is. Today, the police department's communications director, Assistant Superintendent Fitzroy Yearwood, told the media that police were patrolling the area and saw the escape vehicle fleeing the scene. He said the victims were part of a football tournament that placed second earlier in the day at the MCC grounds, and that they were celebrating that when they came under attack. He added that police are following up on several leads.
Sometime around 10:17 p.m. last night, police officers that were on patrol in the LaCroix Boulevard area made checks at the corner of LaCroix Boulevard and Mackenzie Street, where a group of men were in a yard socializing. No? And officers also made checks at the KHMH Accident and Emergency, where they saw Tevin Carter, Jim Myers and Jerwin Carcamo suffering from gunshot injuries to the body. I know that Myers and Carcamo were listed in a stable condition, but Tevin Carter was listed in a critical condition. Initial investigation revealed that these men were socializing after a football event at that location when 2 men on a motorbike approached them, and it is alleged that the man seated on the back of the motorbike, the passenger actually, opened fire in their direction, causing several injuries to these 3 men. No?
There was also a homicide in Belmopan for which a death investigation is ongoing. On Friday night in the Las Flores community, a single blast echoed near Mariposa Avenue. 21-year-old Daniel Orellano was mortally shot in the neck and face area with a shotgun by someone he knew as a friend. It is alleged that 26-year-old Julian Henry had the gun in his hand when it accidentally discharged, hitting Orellano, who was outside the house. Orellano's family believes that it was not an accident and wants justice for his death. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
21-year-old Daniel Orellano had just reached home from work when he went to visit with his friend on Mariposa Street in the Las Flores community in Belmopan. Shortly after he arrived at the rear of the house, a single blast was heard. Orellano was hit in the neck and face by a shotgun, and according to official information, the shot was accidentally fired by his friend Julian Henry, who was inside the house at the time.
When police entered the house, they spoke to one Julian Henry, 26 years old, who was in the company of 2 other male persons. Henry claimed to police that he was cleaning his 16-gauge shotgun in preparation for a hunting trip when the gun accidentally went off and most of the pellets went through the wall and a window that was open. Initial investigation revealed that, in fact, this firearm was licensed to him, and these pellets found target on Mr. Ariano, causing his fatal injury.
But is there any evidence to dispute that the shooting was in fact accidental? Police have investigated, but the family believes that it was intentional.
The versions, they're changing it once and over, and they should at least say the truth, what happened, because we don't really know what did happen. When I first got the news, I thought, oh, maybe he got into a fight with someone and that's how he got hurted. But when we start to know what really happened, we get shocked because then they were friends, not really best friends as they are saying, but yes, they grow together and so they didn't have problems as what we know. But all of them were inside. So to it, if it was an accident, I feel like they would all be inside or, surrounded with the fire gun. But no, he was outside and he was shot through a window. And he was not shot on the arm. Like if it was an accident, I would expect leg, arm or something. He was shot on his neck and face. He was shot to kill. And he was the only one outside. All of them were inside. And the bullet come out through a window and no, supposedly, it was an accident. It can't be an accident. That was something they did on purpose.
I spoke to O.C. Belmopan at length, where he explained to me emphatically that he would have investigated all angles and submit his findings and wait on the advice of the DPP's office. When I got the information last night that charges have been levied against Julian Henry, I am certain that he did what he said he was going to do, and that was the directives.
He plays footballs, he hangs sometimes with friends, they drink or something, but that doesn't make him a wrong boy, or he never deserved that, or give trouble, or let's say he has been in fights and he was killed because he was provoking someone. It was not like that, to take his life this way. It really breaks her heart because he was just 21 years old.
Henry remains in police custody since the incident, and according to his attorney, he will be arraigned in the Belmopan Magistrates Court on Tuesday.
Police have since charged Mr. Julian Henry for manslaughter by negligence. This is based on advice from the office of the DPP.
Manslaughter, and that is not what he's supposed to be charged of, because manslaughter is an accident and this was not an accident, and we know that. The person that have a license, he should know how to handle a gun. He should know if he's cleaning a gun, he should know that it shouldn't have been loaded. So no, they are saying that it was an accident, that he was cleaning the gun. That was the first version that came out in the news when it just happened. No, they don't change the story. It was not that. It was just that he was playing with the gun and it just ran off like that, and that is not true. How could it be? How could he be playing with something when he have a license and he know the danger? The way how I'm seeing it, the manslaughter and everything they're doing, we are not going to get justice, but we need justice, because that is why this Belize is how it is, because people kill and they just come out and put excuses. And no, it was not an animal they killed. It was a human being who was just starting to live, who was not doing nothing to them.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
There was a second shooting incident in Belize City over the weekend. And while no one was injured, police on mobile patrol did intercept someone who was running away from the area. They have since identified that person as Nigel Freeman, who Communications Director ASP Fitzroy Yearwood said they will charge.
Police were somewhere in the Favas Road extension area around Bingo King when they heard a single gunshot being fired. When they arrived in that area, they saw Mr. Freeman running from where they heard the shot. A search of Mr. Freeman initially didn't yield anything, but they found an expended 9mm shell not too far from him. A further search of the area revealed a 9mm pistol, for which Mr. Freeman had no license for. I know that he's detained pending charges of kept a firearm without a gun license.
Police in Corozal retrieved the body of a man from the sea near the Round House area in that municipality earlier today. The body was reportedly identified by a family member as that of Marlon Daniel Frederick Williams. The 36-year-old was said to have suffered from epilepsy and was oftentimes spotted in the Miami Beach area of Corozal. His death has shocked residents who live in the area, who described him as a quiet person. After the break, the Public Service Union rejects the appointment of Moises Cal as chair of the Public Service Commission. But first, here is a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Welcome to RFNG Insurance's educational series. Our aim is for you to understand insurance and how it works. Today, we will be discussing the average clause. The average clause is another complicated insurance term. So let's throw back to 2005 to hear Mr. Tucker expertly explain how the average clause works on an insurance policy.
If a hurricane comes, guess who can make sure we pay 100% of your claim? You can. Let's say your house is worth $100,000, but you decide to insure only half its value, $50,000, then bam! Hurricane comes. The house is heavily damaged. Repairs will cost around $50,000. Not to worry, you say. I'm insured for that amount, so that's what I'll get back from my insurance. Not so. As any insurance company will tell you, you only insured your house for half its value, so you'll receive only half the cost of repairs.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us for our next installment, where we will be discussing coverage on public and private roads.
All young performers, it's your turn to take the stage. If you have the talent, we have the show for you. Here's your chance to perform in Belize's #1 children's talent show, Summerfest 2022. Singing, dancing, acting, whatever your talent, we want to see. Come audition on Thursday, August 4th and Friday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Auditions are open to all children under 18 in any performing art. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the show. It's Summerfest 2022.
Make your summer better. Over $35,000 in cash and prizes with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Here's how you can enter for a chance to win. Purchase any device, sign up for a smart postpaid, broadband, or VoIP plan, use $50 or more regular prepaid credit, do a SIM swap, or text to the short code. You win 8946. And in the body of the message, enter the number of entries you would like to purchase. Each entry costs only 50 cents.
Don't waste any time. You can be the winner of weekly prizes starting July 1st. All methods give you more chances to win. Airline tickets, overnight stays at numerous resorts, cash prizes, gift certificates, and much, much more. One lucky person will win the grand prize of a $10,000 shopping spree courtesy Court and Smart.
Promotion ends September 16, 2022. So make your summer better by getting in the race to win with Smart Summer Sweepstakes. Smart, bringing people together.
Make we one house at a time, make we count for the 2022 census. One house at a time, make we count, work towards the future, everybody count. We need information and your cooperation. Everybody in the Belize population. Mommy, daddy pick me on the senior section. Plus we need help from the youth population. From all over, we need data to measure development in every area. Every aspect in a Belizean culture. 88, 67, every border. Make we count for the 2022 census. One house at a time, make we count. We work towards the future, everybody count.
The 2022 Population and Housing Census. Participate, respond, be counted.
Your Tuesday night entertainment is back. KTV The Remix Season 4.
KTV.
Come on out and win fabulous prizes and the chance to compete in our halftime challenge. Tickets are available at Channel 5 on Coney Drive at $3 for children and $5 for adults. Mask will be required. Or you can watch it live on Channel 5 or streaming on Facebook. The show starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 4. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5. Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Reusable plastics. Did you know that until we find an alternative for plastic and all its uses, we will continue to need plastics, such as in the health sector? Plastic becomes a huge problem for Belize when it becomes waste and is improperly disposed of. When it is thrown on the side of the road and in our rivers and seas, it's eaten by animals and in turn by people, and it becomes an environmental and health issue. It costs us money for disposal, filling up dumps and landfills, and paying for associated healthcare. So what can you do? Choose to refuse single-use plastics is step 1. Step 2, instead, use the plastics that were meant to be reused, like coffee cups, water bottles, and food containers. We're not talking about buying a $1 bottle of water. I mean, you can, but how long will that last you? Reusable plastics keep plastics out of the environment for a much longer time and are even better than other forms of plastics like biodegradable or even compostable or bio-based plastics. By reusing, you are also saving money since you aren't rebuying the same thing over again. Think about it. How many bottles of water do you buy every week? How much does that cost compared to the cost of a reusable bottle? Imagine what you can do with the extra money. Click on the link below to see what you can do to help end the nightmare of single-use plastics. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
On Friday, we announced the appointment of Pastor Louis Wade as the media's representative on the People's Constitutional Commission. Wade, the owner of Plus TV, was elected near unanimously by his colleagues in the media, followed by Channel 7's Daniel Ortiz as his alternate. But tonight, Wade's selection is being frowned upon by the LGBT community, which is represented on the commission by Caleb Orozco. He takes umbrage with our choice based on what is being described as Wade's anti-right stance, including his position on marijuana, the repeal of Section 53 of the Criminal Code, among other issues. Wade will sit on the commission for a period of 18 months to relay the collective position of the media on matters related to constitutional reform. This afternoon, News 5 spoke with Orozco, the executive director for the United Belize Advocacy Movement.
Louis Wade has a history of anti-right action that does not serve the citizenry of Belize. Whether it was influencing and shaping the gender policy opposition and its associated marches across the country, or whether he had shaped or influenced the Kill the Bill campaign, or whether he sought to undermine the rights of women, or whether he sought to undermine the sexual and reproductive rights of people in this country. These are all examples of him having a long history of anti-right action that does not reflect the values, the collective values of the media, which I know seeks to be fair in its approach, which I know tries to share information with the public in a very responsible way, and to use that information to hold the powers that be accountable. The majority of media who voted for Louis Wade reflected a culture of complicity by indifference and omission. It feels predetermined that Wade was chosen without question, without consideration of its anti-right history, that attacked not only LGBT individuals, or in this case, LGBT Belizeans, it attacked women through the gender policy and the anti-right marches that occurred in 2013.
Media lost an opportunity to appoint someone who would uphold the value of fairness within the citizenry of the country.
What they fail to realize is that there's already one group of people who represent the church, and that is a person from the Council of Churches. To have nominated Louis Wade is to invite another religious representative who have traditionally been aligned with the coalition of Belize churches, a more extreme group of people within our system. Separately, our issue here is that we have recolonized, we have upheld our long system of colonialism where people unwittingly or intentionally or unintentionally invited representation to continue marginalizing whole groups of people, instead of dismantling that process where we identify people who are constructive in their representation and upholds the value of fairness in our citizenship. An opportunity was lost by the majority of media organizations who voted him in.
The Public Service Union is up in arms over a proposal by the Briceño administration to Moises Cal as chair of the Public Service Commission. As Belize's former ambassador to Guatemala, Cal's reputation was tarnished when he was reportedly under investigation by law enforcement authorities in Panama after allegedly being found in possession of $1 million. The former senior diplomat was accused of money laundering and bribery in connection with that incident in 2007. Earlier today, when News 5 spoke with PSU President Dean Flowers, he told us that should the controversial appointment proceed, the union will enter into a trade union with government.
I'm baffled when I see these type of recommendations being put forward, and you must ask yourself whether or not, or who is advising the Prime Minister, because I think that this was this perhaps is the most foolish um, appointment or recommendation for appointment that I've seen under this administration. I mean, there's a whole lot that we can criticize, but this one blew us all away. In terms of course of action, in my humble view, because of the sad state of affairs in which the public service is in, I think if this appointment was to go through, it would mean that the Public Service Union would have to rally its troops to declare a trade dispute with this administration. Because if that commission, if we are not comfortable with the newly composed commission, it would mean then that from the onset there would be bias. And if there is bias and lack of confidence from us towards the members of the commission, it would mean then that the decisions that would be coming out of that commission may very well all end up in court as being, because the reality is that and I sorry here that my mind is rattling off there, Isani, sorry, but I got from myself just now. But in terms of course of action, let me start back up on that. I believe that the Public Service Union would be forced to declare a trade dispute with the government of Belize if it was to go through with the appointment of Mr. Cal. That is how serious it is. Public officers are not only surprised by this unwise decision, but they're very upset that somebody who unfortunately again does not have a good reputation when you look at what he has been accused of. And so in my view, that would perhaps, I believe this is enough grounds for us to declare a trade dispute if it is that this appointment was to continue. We simply cannot support it.
What is a half-blind shark with a lifespan of up to 400 years and native to the Arctic and North Atlantic Oceans doing in Belize? The Greenland shark, known to scavenge on polar bear carcasses in ocean temperatures below 35 degrees Fahrenheit, was found for the first time in the Caribbean Sea. The discovery was made by a team of researchers from the Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium in May of this year off the Glover's Reef Marine Reserve. The find has left shark researchers with more questions about the shark species. News 5's Paul Lopez spoke with one of the researchers who made the discovery.
It is one of the rarest sightings in this part of the world, a Greenland shark in the Western Caribbean Sea. The Greenland shark is one of the largest cartilaginous fish with a body temperature of less than 35 degrees Fahrenheit, the same as the water it inhabits far north in the Arctic and North Atlantic Oceans. Back in May, Hector Martinez and a team of researchers with Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium were out at Glover's Reef conducting research when they caught a Greenland shark in a most unlikely environment.
We went out on the east side of Glover's. We set the line down from Northeast Key, went maybe half mile out Northeast Key and went southeast. It got really windy, so we couldn't pull the line as often as we wanted. So we waited until morning, and when we went up to pull the line, the anchor that we had dropped probably half mile out Northeast Key had swung all the way around to maybe 2.5 miles, 3 miles from where we dropped it. So we're like, there has to be something big on that line to drag that thing far out. And the line's pretty long, so it's pretty heavy.
Martinez and his crew spent the next 2 hours pulling the shark to surface. At first, the captain of the boat, Martinez's uncle, thought that they had captured an Atlantic six-gill shark, a more common sighting in these parts.
When I first saw it coming up, I was controlling the hydraulic motor we used to pull the line, and I looked down, and the captain, my uncle, he's like, something's coming up. No one ever thought it was that. And I see it looks this big, like this long, but this wide. So I was like, what the hell is that? And as it kept coming closer up, it looked like a monster. I stepped back. Like, shit, is this thing gonna jump in the boat? But once we floated up, we saw what it was. We didn't think it was a Greenland shark.
Without accurately identifying the shark, the team took a video and proceeded to release the beast. Through that video, Damian Chapman, the director of Sharks and Rays Conservation Research at Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium, identified the shark as a Greenland shark. It is the first time in the history that a Greenland shark has been found in the Western Caribbean Sea.
Well, the Greenland shark belongs in Greenland. It has that name for a reason, so it belongs in Greenland. I think it's up in Canada a lot. So that is like the main amazing part. It doesn't belong in Belize, and also it's never been recorded in Belize to my knowledge. Well, when we go out there, we're always curious to see what's coming up from the depths, and I hope to catch a white shark one of these days. I don't know if that day will come, but you probably heard that they spotted orcas off of Ranguana Key several years back, right? So we definitely get some rare creatures out there. So yeah, there's definitely that hope of catching something even, well, I don't know if we'll ever catch something rarer than that, because that's very rare, but
it's like lottery, right?
It's like lottery. It's like lottery. You probably have a better chance winning the lottery.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
When we return, medical wings assist 2 teenagers with wheelchairs. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Welcome to Design Depot, all in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coatings. Visit us today at Mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Calling all young performers. It's your turn to take the stage. If you have the talent, we have the show for you. Here's your chance to perform in Belize's #1 children's talent show, Summerfest 2022. Singing, dancing, acting, whatever your talent, we want to see. Come audition on Thursday, August 4th and Friday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Auditions are open to all children under 18 in any performing art. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the show. It's Summerfest 2022. Over the past week, Medical Wings International and American Airlines have been assisting the neediest in Belize District with free medical care. Hundreds of residents formed lines at the St. John's College campus over the course of the 6 days to consult medical professionals on matters related to their physical health and to receive free medication. The one-week clinic concluded with a handing over ceremony where 2 teenagers received much-needed wheelchairs. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
2 teenagers from the Belize district who are paraplegic can now move around with greater freedom after receiving brand new wheelchairs courtesy Medical Wings International and American Airlines. At birth, 18-year-old Mary Reyes was diagnosed with 3 different conditions. Despite her challenges, she successfully completed primary school at the top of her class. She is now a second-form student at Ladyville Technical High School.
I was born with 3 conditions: hydrocephalus, myelomyelin and clubfoot, but right now the clubfoot has been corrected. My journey from primary school was, not gonna lie, a challenging one, but thank God to all the teachers that I was through the classes, all the teachers, they had helped me accomplish what. When I don't understand something, they were always there to explain to me, because I didn't do the whole first year of school. In infant one, I didn't do any of that, only the last week in 3rd term. And thankfully to my mom, who always used to go to get my work from the teacher, and I was still able to do my work because I had surgery when I was in infant one. My teachers in high school, they're awesome. They're awesome teachers to me. My principal, everyone just lovely.
What would you say is the mindset you have to go through these sort of challenges you've been through all your life and still become as successful as you've been?
The mindset is never give up, Life's hard sometimes. They have many challenges that life will throw at you, but you have to always look at it in a positive way, okay, maybe today is not as good as I want it to be, but maybe just hope for it to change, or just accept it as a bad day as it is, and just try to have okay, maybe tomorrow's going to be a better day.
Natasha Kingston was moved to tears at the fact that her daughter, Nazari, a scoliosis patient, is now better equipped for playtime with her sisters.
It just means that I don't have to carry her as much, and she can sit outside, or her sisters can take her around in the yard and play with her now that she got a new wheelchair. They're also happy they can move her around more and play with her outside, as I mentioned, and even move her in the living room, because they have always asked to have her outside. We would just take either a mattress or a sheet in the living room and have her there on the floor, but now she can sit up in her wheelchair.
Founder of Medical Wings International, Glenda Johnson, and her team of volunteers have been providing medical services to over 40 nations for the last 3 decades. They have been carrying out this work with the support of American Airlines.
The best part of it is seeing the happiness of their family, because in the instance where we just completed providing wheelchairs, it mobilizes the family. They don't have to carry the kid anymore. They actually have something to carry the kid in. So that's very special to me, and providing glasses, especially for the younger.
So when I see so many people in need, I mean, this whole clinic showed me there are a lot of people that are in need, and it makes me know that, we complain about the small things, but there's so many people that needs care and love and compassion. And this clinic really and truly opened my eyes to so many things, It shifted me, because I used to be a person that are into material things, but that doesn't matter anymore. There are people that are sincerely in need, and that's where my heart is right now.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Heart for Kids, a non-profit organization based in the U.S., is hosting a United Belize basketball clinic to train a group of coaches and high school basketball players. Heart for Kids brought in a group of superstar coaches from the NBA, the G League, the NCAA, and top-tier high school levels to facilitate these trainings. This initiative is taking place through a collaborative effort with the Belmopan Trojans. We spoke with Dr. Robert Harris, the founder and president of Heart for Kids, and Aldo Manzanero, the coordinator of the Belmopan Trojans at the Belize City Civic Center today.
We're teaching coaches how to coach. So we're basically giving them new perspectives, new sets, new ways to teach old things. So that's what we're basically doing today. So we brought 4 coaches in from the States. We have Mr. Tom Bridges, he's from Philadelphia 76ers. We have Mr. Bob Thornton. He's he's going to a college program, Mississippi State. We have Mr. Tom Helgrim. He's actually a high school coach. He actually coached Paul George and Christian Woods. And then our last coach is Mr. Steve Ganzi, and he's actually the head coach for the Atlanta Hawks affiliate. So he's actually a G League head coach.
I am a proud product of Belize myself, born and raised in Belmopan. And so I grew up seeing great talent, seeing great potential in a lot of my peers. And even visiting home, always seeing just that level of resilience and grit that our kids have. And so for me, it was just an organic fit to found a nonprofit organization that would serve our population. This particular initiative was really based on the premise that we do across the country. I believe all of us would agree that we have phenomenal athletes. But a lot of times, our athletes just don't get exposure. They don't get the level of training necessary to really perform at the pinnacle of where they can arrive and where they can achieve. And so really that was the premise behind this initiative, really looking at bringing in quality coaches with that level of experience, who can then work with our coaches, who can take the skill set and the capacity back to their communities. And then also on day 2, working directly for the entire day with our youth to walk them through plays and build their capacity directly.
Just ahead, a scratch and win ticket for $50,000 goes to a winner in Cayo District.
I'm on my way to Belize, where I can get what I need and save some money. After 75 years in the business, nobody do it like Belize. Hello, how may I help you? Anything you need, we got you. Whether it tools or tiles, lights and fans, we are serving with a smile. Genuine plumbing and electric supply, quality construction supply, heating and air condition, 100% Belizean. Belize, hey, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings. Quality and savings. Belize, hey, celebrating 75 years of quality and savings. Hey, quality and savings. Belize, celebrating 75 years. Quality and savings. Quality and savings.
When all hope is lost and the days ahead look grim, we find ourselves looking for someone to shake things up, rescue us, and point us in the right direction. What if the one we've been waiting for has been here all along? Join us for our new series, Troublemaker, as we learn about a man who wasn't afraid to stand up for what's right to make this world a better place.
Calling all young performers. It's your turn to take the stage. If you have the talent, we have the show for you. Here's your chance to perform in Belize's #1 children's talent show, Summerfest 2022. Singing, dancing, acting, whatever your talent, we want to see. Come audition on Thursday, August 4th and Friday, August 5th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at Channel 5 on Coney Drive. Auditions are open to all children under 18 in any performing art. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the show. It's Summerfest 2022.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Creamos un concepto que denominamos quirófano santuario no COVID.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo Messi! What an incredible strike from Leo Messi! Neymar and Messi is standing over this. Messi! Off goal! What a goal from Leo
Great
Messi!
entertainment stays with you, and we bring you great entertainment. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 police teams do whatever it takes, go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 believes on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, because news is now everywhere, all the time, and so are we.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
For the second consecutive week, there's a scratch and win winner from the Cayo district, and this time, the winner took home $50,000. Today, Leon told our news team that he purchased the winning ticket at Panda Online Gaming Outlet in San Ignacio. He said that while he has not yet decided on how he will spend the bulk of money, he has identified a couple people who could use some help.
I've been buying the tickets for a little over a year now, and this is actually my second or third time that I won. The first time was only 1,000. This is the first time that I've won this amount. In these hard times, there's a lot of people out there that need a lot of assistance as well, and I have a couple of people in mind already, so I'm definitely going to be helping them out.
And while the last two big winners hail from out west, Scratch and Win brand manager Haley August says there are enough big prizes to go around countrywide.
We have winners popping up everywhere. We have winners all the way from Corozal, all the way to PG and the Keys. I love getting winners from the little villages too. It's so exciting to hear when they come to my office, because I obviously don't know where they're coming from. Then they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm coming from Cayo, I'm coming from all the way maybe in San Joaquin, and I'm just like, oh man, that's so cool. My Monday is never dull because I know that I'm gonna have at least one winner today, and like I said, it's my $50,000 winner. $250,000 is still out there waiting to be won, $100,000 too. So just get your tickets today, guys. It's out there.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5police.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.